get ready because every iPad is about to be upgraded. Here's what's coming. Welcome everybody to Apple Insider. It is Andrew here, and this is the longest bout Apple has ever gone without updating an iPad. In fact, 2023 is the first year since the introduction of the iPad that Apple has not released a new model. To me, that just means that Apple has had ample time to create some really cool new devices, and the entire lineup is about to be replaced. Personally, my favorite iPad of the entire lot is the iPad mini. This thing is just so cool. Despite its tiny size, it still packs a punch. The iPad mini was ahead of its peers in 2021 with its flat edge design, support for Apple Pencil 2, a USB-C port, and an A15 Bionic processor. Unfortunately, more than 2 years later, the iPad mini's processor is starting to show its age. Apple's certainly going to be moving us to a new processor in the updated model, hopefully an M-series chip, and if we're lucky, maybe we'll get some new cool display tech trickling down from the high-end versions. Then there's the iPad, which is the most popular iPad, yet somehow still like the awkward middle child in the lineup. There are currently two iPads in the lineup. The aging 9th generation that came out in 2021 that has a Lightning port, and then the newer 2022 10th generation iPad that transitioned to USB-C. I expect Apple will kill off the 9th generation iPad, eliminating the last Lightning-equipped tablet in the lineup and completing its transition on the tablet line to USB-C. A new 11th gen model is going to be introduced, moving to a new processor, but otherwise keeping the same design. We're likely going to see a few new colors though. Now we're getting to the fun stuff. There's big changes in store for iPad Air, like literally big ones. Apple is set to introduce not one, but two new iPad Air models. There will be a new 10.9-inch version with upgraded internals. Then there'll be a larger 12.9-inch version that'll be the same dimensions as the existing 12.9-inch iPad Pro. That will give you the larger screen of the high-end iPad Pro at a much more affordable price point. Of course, we're going to get an updated processor here, moving from the M1 to the M2, possibly the M3. Finally, we're coming to the iPad Pros, the powerhouse flagship models of its entire iPad lineup. Internally, Apple's going to be moving to the M3 line of processors, replacing the M2 that's in there now. The M3 chipset has a bunch of other benefits inside of it, not just a faster processor and graphics in general. You have AV1 encoding and decoding support. There's hardware-supported ray tracing for gaming. There's just a lot of benefits here to the M3 in general, and I think we're going to see a lot of that taken advantage of in these new high-end tablets. The most notable change, though, is the display. Apple is going to be moving away from mini LED to OLED on both the 11-inch and the 12.9-inch models of the iPad Pro. The camera also sounds like it's going to be relocated, moving from the side to the top, just like with other iPad models. We had heard rumors that there was going to be a larger 16-inch version of the iPad Pros, but those rumors have largely dried up as we've approached release. Right now, only the 11 and the 12.9-inch versions of the iPad Pro are expected. Also, because of the new change to the OLED panels, the new versions of iPad Pro will have both smaller bezels as well as a thinner design overall. I've been playing around with a few Android tablets lately, and they're so thin. I'm really excited to see how thin Apple will actually make these new iPad Pros. The one thing I'm kind of secretly hoping for on the new iPad Pros is we have a new color option. I'd love to see Apple's space black color go from the Mac line over to the iPad line. Just a little bit darker, and I like it better. Outside of the tablets, it sounds like new versions of both the Apple Pencil and Magic Keyboard are in the works. If you want to learn more about the new Apple Pencil Pro, check out my other dedicated video where I break down all of the rumors of the new stylus. The Magic Keyboard, though, is receiving its first major update since it was released. Apple's going to be keeping the same soft shell for the bottom, but this back panel here that attaches to the iPad, this is going to be moving to a new aluminum shell. It's going to look a little bit more high-end, make your iPad look a bit more like a Mac. Similarly here, Apple's going to be moving to a new, larger Magic Trackpad. This should fix one of the biggest issues users have had with Apple's keyboard attachment. For the Apple Pencil, it could potentially be called Apple Pencil Pro and replace the second generation model. It'll incorporate Find My support, so you can get things like left behind alerts. You can put into lost mode to help you recover it if you leave it somewhere, and if you have it nearby, you can be able to track it down. Plus, it'll have magnetically swappable tips. This could be easy just to replace these as they go bad or break, or it could be different materials that give you different options when drawing or sketching. Apple's going to be holding an event in March, and the iPads are going to be a big part of that announcement. It usually doesn't wait long after its event to start shipping its tablets, so you can expect the new iPad lineup to start shipping within a week or two following Apple's spring event. With any luck, I'll have some reviews of these new tablets coming here in March. So what has you most excited about Apple's new iPad lineup? Which product are you most excited for? Let me know down below in the comments. And if you have any questions about the new iPad lineup, throw them in the comments or let me know on Twitter at Andrew_OSU or in threads at AndrewHera941. Also, be sure you're subscribed to Apple Insider so you can follow all of our coverage of the new devices as soon as they launch.